I was
I went,
married.
it took time to get there.
It takes time.
But I mean, I went to the bottom of the pit before I came out of it.
That's what makes
But-
you
I was
get up
married
and
for
go.
27 years. Put her through college. She became a stockbroker. I traveled around. I was out of the country for 9 years. Wow, what a marriage, huh? But I'm making $2,500 a day, cash money, and sending it home. And then when I did come home, I come down with colon cancer. She's there every day. You don't smoke. How come you got cancer? Blah, 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 blah. So many questions. And after she got over 18 questions, I was done. And I finally told her, if all you can do is ask questions to come and see me every day, don't come around. She said, you want me to divorce you? And I said, sure. Well, that cost me a little over $300,000 cash and quite a bit others, but that's okay. So I was single forever. And then I met a little girl 30 years younger than me. Pretty shiny. I like shiny things, you know, sometimes. And she was pretty shiny. And totally empty inside. Dated her for a year. She lived with me for 2, nothing. Got married and was married less than a year. Cost me over $50,000. But she was pretty on the outside. But was there anything inside? And my friends told me, says, she never comes to hear you play. She never goes to Toastmasters with you. She never goes fishing with us out on the lake. There's no pictures of you and her. What is the deal? She's pretty. Nobody else could see that. So I don't drink rum anymore. No. You know, and we all do that. Ma'am, your deal's not a bad deal, but it's more, it happens more than you think. And quite a few people do swim out of situations like that. And they either make their men man up. Now listen to this. They either make their man up and be a man, or they go on.
What do you do when you lock them out of the house? They can get in the garage. They start to chainsaw it to try to get in the door of the house. You call the police? I mean,
Sure, sure.
I mean,
You
not
file-
that I haven't done that a million times.
You file for a divorce and get you a protective order.
You don't know the Enid Police Department.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
I bought a few of them.
They make you both, yeah, they say you gotta both leave, which I found out is not true.
No.
Both leave where?
Your
No.
home.
Have you
If there's a
filed
domestic-
for a divorce?
No.
No, you haven't.
No,
So it was still joint property,
yes.
and they could do nothing because it was still joint property.
Right.
You'd have to file for a restraining order, and then they will come and escort him off the premises. Promise.
Yeah.
If they don't, holler. We'll raise hell till they do.
Yeah. But then, in the course of all that, I lose my home.
How?
I can't support.
Does he
Okay.
drink?
Yes.
Is he an alcoholic?
He's an alcoholic.
I lived with that 27 years. I lost over $150,000 home, a brand new
Well,
car,
that's what mine is.
benefits, everything.
Yeah.
But I got out. And you'd be smart to do the same because
And you
he
know what
almost
you would
killed
be?
me.
You know what you would be saving? I'm sorry. You may lose your house, but you know what you would be saving? You. You.
I'm just trying to figure out how I would
What are
be
you
able to
worth?
live.
What are you worth? $1.298? What? I don't know.
I
don't-
think
I don't
I'm
know.
worth a hell of a lot.
I don't know
And
how
it's
much
just-
value.
It's just the logistics. Where am I going to go? Neither one of my girls will take me in. If I
You don't have to
move
go
out.
anywhere.
You cook and come live with me.
I don't want to live around a bunch of kids. Thank
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, I look at it, what, you know,
The logical
statistically.
side of it.
It's
Yeah.
just
That's
stuff.
how,
It's
is.
just stuff.
It's
but it's
material
not
stuff.
stuff. It's taken
It's just
me
stuff.
all my life to get this
And
stuff.
it's
in
just
my
And
life.
how much
And you'll
longer?
get it again.
How much longer would it take you
Stuff.
to rebuild this stuff?
It wouldn't be too easy. I mean, I'm a cake decorator and I do pretty good, but it's not guaranteed.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, it was dead before Christmas, so if I hadn't been with him, I wouldn't have had any.
You have lady friends that will advertise for you.
And there's
But I can
no,
only
Look
do
around
so
the room.
much physically myself, is what
Huh?
I'm saying. I can only do so many cakes.
I'm sorry, I
a
thought you said I can only eat so much of it.
Thanks.
Why would you eat the cake?
No, I mean, physically, I can only do so many, so that's
Right.
kind of a limit to what I can do financially, but, you know, my main deal
As
is
bad
I want
as
to
it
keep my
is,
home.
Is as bad as it will be. There's always a way out,
Absolutely.
okay?
But if you divorced him, wouldn't you get half? I mean, at least you get half.
Yeah, but what's half of what the equity is, $35,000, I can't buy a home with that.
It's better than nothing.
It's a good down payment.
You
No.
can't.
From
you
where
know,
I lived to where I'm at now, I'm not living the good life either, but I'm at peace, I'm happy. I don't have,
Tranquility.
I got a nice little home, it's mine, it's paid for. I get half of his retirement now and
Well,
it's
and that's-
worth every bit of
See,
it.
he's on disability, so I might could get a little of that,
You would.
but
You would.
I've been through child
Never-
support that I was supposed to get, but
Never
never
put
got.
yourself through
So-
enough to be totally miserable.
I'm
Whatever
not
you,
totally miserable, just when he
really?
drinks.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Just when he drinks.
Now, who are you convincing of that? You or us?
Okay, I tolerate him. But when he drinks,
Why are guys
it's out of
jerks?
control. Yeah,
Why are
I know.
guys jerks?
Because we let you be.
Let you be.
I always say if you're gonna lay down like a doormat, expect to be walked all over.
yeah.
Just say welcome once in a while and it'll be all right.
But I understand what Kim's saying. She's almost.
I do too. She's
she's
very
almost-
scared.
She's almost 60 and
Yeah.
it's hard to start over.
I have not
I did it.
worked in the work world in
I do too.
I
Oh,
did it, I'm over
25
60.
years.
TA, I have a question.
Lord.
Just from a man's point of view. I had somebody once upon a time tell me that it's better to cut off a puppy dog's tail all at once than an inch at a time.
Hmm.
What do you think about that? From a
If you're
man's
in
point of
something
view?
that is bothering you,
Mhm.
instead of just whacking here, whacking there, whacking here, just cut it all off and get it over with.
Why don't you go to
Why
jail
would
for
you
that?
So why would you say that?
Did I say that?
Yeah, why would you say that?
Did
Why
I
would-
say that?
Yeah, I think you did.
I don't
I mean-
think I did. Puppy dog. I wouldn't cut a puppy dog's tail.
No,
Actually,
no,
you
no.
know, I can
But
deal
you
with
said
that.
you said just get it all done rather than just doing a whack
It would be better to get it all done at once and get it over with
Not having the
than
pain
to
go through
slowly
and
snipping at it.
Yeah.
Yes.
because it would cut down on the pain and the misery.
It would
and
cut down on the
Yeah,
pain.
it does.
And the pain might be more painful if you ended it completely for a little bit, but then it would be over. Instead of the continuous pain, little by little. That's why I would say that.
Linda, think about, you know my story. With each time that Mike and I would get into it, I would take just, I might stand up over this one thing. I never won, but every once, well, I did too. I won once when I told him he couldn't keep me away from my family. But I just postponed the inevitable. Because he would get mad and he would storm out the door and say, I'm leaving you.
Okay.
And I would,
What do you want me to do? Call Ray
And I would-
McNally, draw you a map? Or
well,
what?
no, see, I wasn't strong enough to do that.
Right.
Or I'm at home, this is my kids, little kids.
Mhm.
And it's, no, please come back, I'll change, I'll fix this, I'll do that. Okay, all I did was postpone, and we went through it again.
Why are we?
And we went through it again. Until the day that I told him, F you, I don't have to do that. I don't have to prove I love you. The fact that I'm still here after all these years should be proof enough.
Your actions have proved it more than anything.
And then eventually, then soon after that, it wasn't too many more years, and then that was when I should have left. But I never did get the balls up for me to leave. But you just keep postponing it. You think, okay, well, we've settled this issue, so it's really okay, and you're not
And then
looking
it's
at the
another
bigger picture.
issue.
The big picture is he's a control freak and a manipulator, and no matter how many little things you fix, you can't fix that. Same thing with an alcoholic. As an alcoholic, you
Psychologist.
can maybe get to where you can deal with this.
But then some.
A
But then something else
psychologist
is
and
gonna
I were
happen.
out to dinner one night, and we're looking at a pizza. Pepperoni pizza. And she said, look at this pizza and think about this like a relationship. You can fix this. Oops, there's a piece of pepperoni. You can fix this one. There's a piece of pepperoni. You can fix, there were 23 pieces of pepperoni on that pizza. How many times can you fix something? And once you do fix every bit of that, what's still there?
Nothing.
The problem. The problem is still there. The pizza is still there. So if you try to work on it bit by bit by, no.
Not if only one of you is working.
You can't do it by yourself.
No.
No.
So why do men always make women feel like you need to be young to be attractive? I was at a bar the other night and there was a line of men and I was listening to them and they were all 60s, 70s, overweight, not the great specimens. And a lady came and sat at the other edge of the bar and she was about 60 and they all talked about how pretty she used to be when she was younger. Too bad she had to get old.
They want the young things.
Yeah, why?
That's what yeah.
I'm probably the oldest one in this room.
I doubt it.
I don't. I don't. And with that youthfulness they think they want to chase, oh yeah, I had the middle-aged crazy. I bought a new Porsche and yeah.
And
Yeah.
the shiny thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got your
And
30-year-old shiny thing, or 30-year younger shiny thing.
And there was nothing there. Nothing. If they're looking to pat their own ego, they might want that for a little bit. But when it really gets down to it, I'm from a large family, and when you get to your family reunions, and they're saying, you're here by yourself, what's up? You don't have one of your girlfriends. And I said, I'm married now. Where is she? She's at the
Out
casino.
spending your money, probably.
Yeah. She's out at the casino. And for men to make that decision is very foolish. A bad move.
But they still make
They do
women
it.
feel worried about getting older looking.
Men are very egotistical. Women can go in, they can dye their hair, they can do all this and wear just the right thing and look so good. What can we do?
But it doesn't matter. for
I mean, a
men as much
bulldozer,
as women.
maybe, I don't know. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
It does, you can see a fat, bald, ugly ass man
Mhm.
with a young,
And
beautiful
he'll have a
woman.
little young
If they
thing
have
with him
money,
hanging on his arm.
if they have status,
Doesn't say much for the women, does it?
It
no,
doesn't.
But I'm saying
Absolutely,
they see
you
it
got it.
every
And
day.
that's a shame, and, you know.
If he
you-
has,
makes the man
if he
look
has
like a
status, he
fool.
has the little young thing with him, that proves what she is.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But him too.
I don't
Him
mean to be
too.
mean with that, but
Him
That's
But
too.
it's the woman that's allowing herself to be with somebody like
I mean,
that.
a
She's
guy will
not
get up-
paid for
I know.
because
a guy will get up there
Status.
and he'll say, I would never go for a young girl. And he's standing there, young girl comes up and says, hi big boy.
Exactly. And it's all over.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the nature of the beast.
Because men
I'm
are
sorry.
stupid.
Huh?
Men are stupid.
I've never said we were smart. Have I ever said we were smart? Not one time did I say we were smart.
It's because you don't ask enough questions.
We don't have the info. There you
Okay.
go.
So that being said, how does a woman who's not young, doesn't have the perfect body, but is a good person, find a good man?
Be herself.
Be yourself, that's right.
But where do you find it?
I'll let you close it.
Get online.
Oh God, no. You don't know what I've gotten from online.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the website you go on.
I would rather get online. You
I'm-
don't want to work that.
I'm old and very old-fashioned. When it says get online, no, I would never do that. I would just say, hopefully fate will prove itself to come across.
God will put somebody.
That's what I'm
If it's meant to be, it'll happen.
But you
Getting
have
tired
to be
waiting,
out
but
there
I'm
to be
Yeah, that's the thing. And, you know,
exposed.
and
And
in
when you're working where you
America,
work and.
And you get looked right past if you're one bit overweight. I'm here to tell you, they will not even look at you.
I always told my
Why?
Shelley
I
walks
told-
in the room and every man is groveling at her feet.
That's right.
I told a girl the other night, we left Fort Smith and stopped at a little diner, and this girl says, well, I'm overweight, nobody'd ever look at me. And I said, why? She said, I'm a cook and no man would ever look at me.
Oh, boy.
I look at you every day. Every time you bring me them groceries, I'm looking at you. We do not want someone that thinks they're too much of a prima donna that can't do anything. We want someone that's comfortable with what they are and who they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that is the only compliment I get, is that I'm a good cook.
Well, that's a good compliment.
It is. That's a very
I was
wonderful
told-
compliment.
My sister got a divorce, and it was quite some time ago, years ago. And I had listened to these Marianne Williams. I love Marianne Williamson. She's had some
Oh, me
wonderful
too.
tapes. And I was listening to him, and one of the things that stands out in my mind is that she said, write down what you want in a person that you want to be with. Write that down.
Set your goal.
Just write it down, whether you want good looking, good, kind, successful, whatever. Write that down, and you live that life yourself.
Yeah.
You live that life, and
That's
just
what
write it
you
down.
do.
Put it in your
Guess what'll
Bible.
happen?
Put it somewhere. You live that life, and it is amazing what will
And
happen.
you will attract that. You will
attract
attract
that.
what you're living.
And I really have to add to that is you have to love yourself. You have to learn to love yourself. Not everybody's born.
If you can't
Born in
love
the mirror
yourself,
being
how can you
comfortable,
expect
that's all I
anyone
know.
else to?
That's right.
But
I
that's
think I do
I would-
love myself, but
You
maybe
wouldn't
not
let this
enough.
happen to
You
you.
like
if you did.
yourself.
Yet,
You like yourself.
I'm proud of my talent. I accept who I
You
am.
love what you do. You
But-
love what you do.
Yes.
But do you
I
really
can't
love
kick him. I mean, I
yourself?
have kicked him to the curb, but he keeps coming back. You
And
know,
see, that's what
and
I
I keep
don't-
letting him in.
That's
Yeah.
what I don't understand. And here's a silly guy. If you've kicked him to the curb and you love you,
Why can't I make it permanent? That's
why does this
fear.
stuff happen?
Fear.
There is nothing to fear but fear itself.
And yet, when you just talked about how strong you are, you've been the driving force behind all of this, you have everything you need to stand on your own 2 feet.
That's it.
You're actually standing on your feet and hanging on to him, carrying him. So,
Yes.
seriously. it
When
takes
this young
a lot.
girl and I got a divorce, her lawyer says, "Do we need to get a restraining order?" I don't know. Do
You're
I
running.
need one?
Probably.
Well, we don't want you coming. And I said, done.
Yeah.
Learn
We're
your
good.
Don't
lesson.
have to worry about me.
We're good.
I won't be around.
Catch me.
Yeah.
Catch me. You know? Take care of you. Love you.
Okay.
Don't be nice to you. Don't just like you. Love you.
And I gotta ask you if most men think like this. I have a man that's a good friend now, that I met him a year ago, and the first week I met him, he was so nice, catering, and a while later I said, "Oh, I was always so thankful you were so nice to me that week because I needed a shoulder to lean on." And as we became friends, he later told me, he goes, "Well, I was really just hoping to get lucky, and that's why I was so nice to you that first time I met you."
I don't buy him really feeling that way, because if he really felt that way, I don't think he would have told you that.
That's right.
Sorry.
Then why would he have said that?
Teasing you, trying to catch you off guard, trying to let his ego play.
Oh, okay.
I do not think he is really that way. Why
That's
would he
interesting.
tell you that?
I don't know. That's
Because
what
if
I
he
wondered,
told
too.
you that and really felt that way, game's over.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't still be hanging around
wouldn't be
anyway
around.
as a friend.
Sorry.
That was all.
Well, that's nice to know, because I was kind of disappointed when I heard him say that, because I just thought he was trying to be a nice person.
Never be disappointed. We're
Maybe
just
he
human
thought it would be a
species.
compliment to you. You know, you
Yeah,
don't
backdoor compliment.
Hell,
There
and
you
the
go.
You think we're
Feathers to
like
the
that.
Well, I just wanted your body, baby. I'm telling you. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
That's no
But I'm saying,
compliment.
some men might think that that would be an ego boost to you to say that.
To know that a man wanted you that badly.
Yeah.
For someone like me who hasn't had a man ask any interest,
Hey,
Come here.
that would make my day. I'd still say no, but it would at least make my day to know that someone thought that.
Oh,
you
if
know?
a man smiles at me and says, "Hi, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh my God."
Just put you on cloud nine.
It does. Makes my day.
You wouldn't have anything to do with me. It's not that
Put a
you're
little
gonna go
pep
down
in
that
the
road.
It's not that I fall in love
No.
with them or anything. It makes you feel
It makes
so
you feel
good.
like
But
someone.
she said that makes her day. Does it make a man's day in reverse?
Sure it does.
Yeah.
I mean, when I
So,
I've worked in the public, I've worked in the state of Oklahoma over 40 years, and I always try to, hi, how you doing? You know, when I'm seeing someone going into 7-Eleven, Quick Trip or whatever, and if someone says, oh, hi, yeah, that'll put a little pep in my step, sure it will. You take that as a compliment, and whether it's a man, woman, whichever. And like you said, if a guy comes up and says, hey, and then goes on away, you may never speak to him again. But you're still like, yeah. You're kind of cutting the rug, aren't you?
I think it's that human connection. You know, when somebody looks you in the eye, they're making eye contact with you.
No, it's an ego thing, I'm sorry.
It may be for men, but I just think either way, a man to a woman or a woman to a man, you making that human connection.
If you make that human connection, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's a sign of appreciation.
And why do men have a raging jealousy sometimes for no reason?
I don't know. Lack of confidence, I
Because
guess.
that's insecurity.
That's insecurity.
I never understood.
They know they don't deserve you.
I never did understand that. I'd be up there playing music and somebody'd be out there and they'd say, want to dance with the girl you're with? All right, sure. You don't mind? Do we have to mind? Do we have to worry about things like that?
No, if you have to worry,
You
then you're
shouldn't,
not.
no.
If you have to worry about something like that, you don't need to be with
Yeah.
anyone.
Exactly.
And that's about ownership. That's
Yes.
about power and ownership.
Yes.
To think you own another
No,
person, or
that's
you
not.
own, and that's not a legitimate relationship.
But then a girl one night, she said, I saw you tonight and you hugged 17 women. I said, You missed them 5 in the back.
Yeah, jealousy is an ugly thing.
Yeah, and I don't
On
allow
both
it to wear
sides.
its ugly head.
And,
I
yeah,
don't have time
and when
for
it
it.
gets
No.
to be when somebody's thinking somebody else is their property,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not an equal relationship.
Yeah, back in 1860 they stopped that.
Well, maybe.
There's a wonderful book everybody needs to get. It's called Men from Mars, Women from Venus. It's fabulous. Everybody in this room should get it and read it.
Oh, I've read it, and the guy that wrote it is a jerk. I know him.
It's a great book. I'm sorry.
Well,
to
he's
hear
got
that.
some good ideas,
If he has 192 points in there,
I don't agree with
probably 65 of them are good. He's got a lot of good points, and a lot of them I agree with. Do I agree with over 60% of them? No. He's a.
but the good part about that is what he introduced at the time was
Right.
that men think differently than women.
Women.
And that's where he should have stopped right there and not wrote any more to his book. Just left it right there.
Probably understanding what the differences are would be really helpful.
Yeah, and there have been a lot of people that have done a lot more research since he wrote that book that gives us better information
Right.
about how men and women are different.
I have always, I struggled with men all my life, and I was the one that was looking to please the guy, thinking that you please him, make him happy, they'll be with you, which is completely the opposite. Is
But
what I
that's
found.
how we were socialized. That's what we
Exactly.
learned from our mothers.
But I have learned, and things kind of fell in place for me
But
when I read.
if you learned that growing up, if you please the guy, you make the guy happy, he'll be with you forever. And then you think, that didn't work. All right, make the guy please me, make the guy make me happy, he'll be with me forever if I make him chase me.
No, and I don't play those games. I never have.
Did that ever come about?
No.
Though? Okay. Sometimes it does because they played, what they were raised to do and thought it was right. It wasn't. So they go the other.
No, I had to come to me. I had to come and realize who I was,
Mhm.
what I stood for, where my boundaries were,
And
and
what
then
your
everything fell in
values
place.
are.
You
I
bet.
think that's the key. It's
Yes.
just being happy within and not
Exactly.
expecting something from someone or
And when someone comes up and says, well, I'd like to be involved with you. Why? What can you do for me? I'm happy being me. Here's what I do. If you can fit in this car, we can travel. If not, have a good day.
Yeah, but that's one-sided too, in my opinion. I think, it's kind of a co-joining, complementing each other.
Mhm.
You do have to be willing to give some, but then there are
Of course,
those
that
of us
has
who
to be
don't know
both.
where to stop giving.
Yes, when you're saying, here's what I do, here's what I'm about, then that would give the other person the time to state what they are about.
Right.
And if you can build something there. Well, I don't like you staying out drinking all night playing music. Well, there's a jam session. All right, we'll work on that. We'll quit at 4 o'clock. You know, make amends, try to do better. It's give and take. Work on it.
When I was told that, you know, it goes back to the Stone Age, right, where it was basically such a segregation then because men were out providing. They were out hunting, whatever they were hunting.
Bring food home.
Yeah. And
Me
women
man, you
were at
woman.
home or in the
Render
cave
obedience.
around the fire, developing relationships,
Nurturing.
talking,
Taking care of
you know,
kids.
and discussing, asking questions. The guys are out there, they're pulling in the mammoth, you know, they throw it down and go sit down and, you know, and then the women did all the rest of the work. They grabbed the hair and all that stuff, you know, I wasn't there, but I was told. But I'm getting close.
Sound like experience talking there.
It does.
GA was there.
But it's that,
Man
it's
comes
that
in and says,
difference to
woman
me, I could
brought home
actually,
food, cook, feed.
I could actually understand the difference.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is,
Clothes, sex, and,
Okay.
I didn't even go there, I just wanted to point out that the evolution of each has been a completely different journey.
Exactly.
And so, that helped me understand that, you know, I'm so overcomplicated and they're not, men are not, you know, they
We're not
literally will
complicated.
pick, no you're not, by
Very
any
simple.
means. I was making it more complicated than it needed to be.
And sometimes women do that. They'll put more issues out there that aren't even necessary. You know, it's
Right.
pretty simple. Bring us a cup of coffee in the evening and say, what do you want? Hell, I'd like a ribeye. Everything. You'll answer whatever. It may not be that. It might not
Right.
be what they want, but they'll answer.
Keep it simple and
Keep it simple.
do the road of least resistance because it truly does work with men. They just don't want the complications, do you? You
No.
don't want anything.
And a man will
that's gonna
do
be-
whatever is necessary
Yeah.
to avoid
Exactly.
the complications.
well,
You
no,
want,
maybe a good man will.
you want, honey, I'm gone. I'm gone. Have a good life.
Because when you get a manipulator, they will do anything to keep it complicated.
But they've got to be so insecure to have to do that to somebody.
Oh, I know, but they do, they manipulate you, they belittle you, they work at your self-esteem a little at a time. Things that, you know, when you were young, you said, I'd never tolerate a man talking to me that way.
Then why
Well,
did you?
by the time they're doing it that bad, they've inched you down there to where you don't realize that you're doing it.
Yeah, it's like the
And by the
frog in
time-
a frying pan. They turn up the temperature.
My twin sister
when-
called
See, but they definitely do the drama thing, and they like to. You can have everything fixed and dinner on the table and everything, and they'll come in and, well, why is that dirty pan in the floor? Or, why hadn't the dog been bathed?
You
Or,
didn't cook the right egg, it goes flying across the room.
yeah,
My twin sister called me one time and she said,
Man,
are you
I
still
think
in
I
college? I
can
said,
help
yes. She says, well, me and my husband have problems. Maybe you can help us. Okay, what's the deal? He got arrested for rape this afternoon, my best friend.
whoa,
There is no help there.
no.
What should I do? And I said, run, kitty, run.
Yeah.
She said, you want me to walk away? We've been married 3 years. Count yourself lucky that you don't have more invested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
She said, wow, thought you liked him. And I said,
not now.
Not with
not
that.
no more. And I meant that. And he worked for me off and on. And done.
Wow.
Did it ever cross your mind, what if he was